Hello, everybody. A very warm welcome. I would like to invite you all who have joined for today's webinar on this hands-on training session on setup migration and test automation, bots, Oracle Cloud ERP applications on SmartBOTS. I'm Caroline, your host, and I would like to introduce to you our presenters, Purushothaman Manmathan and Praveen Kumar Balaji. Purushothaman comes with 15 years of experience in the IT industry with vast experience in product development and Oracle ERP. He currently leads the SmartBOTS product development team at ChainSys. Praveen is a business analyst of product SmartBOTS, having 5+ years of experience in automation technologies and hands-on experience in smart data platform tools. He comes with vast experience working on several projects, including ETL, data migration, data loading for various clients, and is involved in problem solving on reducing manual efforts in business processes. Let's welcome Purushothaman and Praveen. Over to you, Purushothaman.
Thank you, Caroline. Hi, everyone. Good morning. Thanks for joining the webinar. So we are going to present SmartBOTS today. So as part of our product, we are going to show you setup migration, how we can easily configure these setups in any ERP application. And we are going to show you how we can perform the automation testing through our product. So here I am Purushothaman. With me, Praveen Balaji is also there. We both are going to present it. These are all the points we are going to show you today. Like we are going to show you what are all the features we have in the SmartBOTS and what is the overview of our product and how we can do the setup migration using our product and how we can perform the regression testing using SmartBOTS. So these are all the topics we are going to see today. First, we are going to see what is SmartBOTS. SmartBOTS is for process automation. Like in any application, definitely we will be having a lot of areas where we will repeatedly doing the same kind of actions every day. Like it can be any functional process, like every day a person will be creating thousands of invoices in the application. It will be a similar kind of work a person will be doing on every day. Or it can be a patch testing, like Oracle Cloud is releasing patches in every quarter. So every 3 months or 2 months, the person or functional team has to test all the flows, like everything is working fine. So it will be like a repetitive process. Like this, there are several areas where we are doing manual work repetitively, which can be avoided by our SmartBOTS products. So here, SmartBOTS will support all kind of automation, process automations. These are all the areas like we are supporting. So one is the functional test part, like wherever you have the functional cases, it might be Oracle Cloud or SAP system or Oracle e-business suite or even any custom application. If you want to test any functional flows, you can go for SmartBOTS. So and next one is when we test the functional flows, there may be a need to test any APIs, like it can be a PL SQL package or it may be a web services. So it can be any kind of APIs we might need to test. So we have the options to test those kind of technical APIs also. And business process automations, like in your business, definitely you will be having a lot of process will be going with a manual approach. So if you want to automate those business process, definitely we can use our SmartBOTS. And the robotic process automation, like wherever you have different kind of applications, some part of automation will be in desktop, some type of automation will be on the web application. So for these kind of robotic process automation, so SmartBOTS will be the best tool. And the SmartBOTS will perform the same action like a human being. Like if person is going to create the invoices every day, what we will do is SmartBOTS will capture all the actions, keystrokes, and values in these systems. So when you run the bot, it will automatically open the browser and it will navigate through the screen and it will perform the actions. So it will do the same action like a human being on the system. So you can record the flow as well as it can be replayed by using our bot. So this is the way SmartBOTS will work. So it will mimic all your actions on the screens. So wherever we have the manual repeated work on the application, SmartBOT will be the best option for automating those things. So these are all the areas where we can use the SmartBOTS. And next we are going to see what are the features we have in the SmartBOTS. So usually when we create any automation, maybe a regression testing, or it can be a process automations, or it can be a RPA process, definitely first we have to record the flow which we are going to automate. So that will be the first steps. For recording the flow, we have this separate wizard where you can go and perform the sample transaction. So when you perform the sample transaction, like you have to start the recording from the wizard, then you have to log in into the system and you have to navigate through the screens and you have to perform the sample transaction flow. When you perform all these actions on the screens, all your actions, keystrokes and values will be captured by our recording user. And it will keep all those informations. Once you are done with your sample transaction, you can stop the recording. So once you stop the recording, it will provide you the option to create by using those recording. So the recording is done and with all the keystrokes and elements. So once the recording is done, then we can convert it to the bot. When you convert your recording to a bot, definitely the sample transaction might not fulfill your complete business need. So definitely we have to make few changes on the bot to make it very useful to meet your business need. For those things, we have different kind of activities into the bot. So we have several activities, like we have the iteration activity. Say for example, if you are going to create an invoice, we can create an invoice, we can fill the invoice header information, but in line level, we have to fill those information in multiple time iteration, because it may have more number of lines for a header. So for those scenario, we can go for the iteration activity. And we have the another activity called conditional activity. Say for example, if the employee is US-based employee, there will be 3 fields will be appeared on the screen. But if the employee is from the Singapore region, the field will be dynamically getting changed. So based on the context, if you want to perform any automation on the screens, so definitely we have to validate some condition. Based on the condition result, we have to perform some actions on the screens. For those scenarios, we can utilize our conditional activities. Like this, we have different kind of activities which we are going to show you on screen. So using those activities, you can construct the bot in a very effective manner. Even for validations, we have two kind of activities. One is the verification and another one is assertion activity. These two will be validation, but the only difference is our verification activity will validate the condition. If the condition is satisfied or not satisfied, it will just return the result and continue the flow. But when you use the assertion activity, it will verify the condition. In case if the condition got failed, it will stop the execution for the failure cases. So that is the difference. So like this, we have another activity to log in as a different user, because usually we will be having the scenario like one user will be able to create the invoices, but it cannot be approved by the same user because the higher level person has to approve those invoices. So definitely during that flow, we have to log in as a superior user. For that, we have separate login activity where you can log in as a different user and you can approve those invoices. So like this, we have different kind of activities into this. Even if you want to retain your value, like we are creating the requisition number will be a dynamic value on the screens. So if you want to capture those value in a variable, and if you want to use that value for further process, so we have the variable option where you can store some values, and we have the assignment activity which will help you to assign some value to your variables or your elements. So like this, we have different kind of activities in the bots where you can utilize while you construct the bots. So we are going to show you on the screen all these things. Apart from this, so we have recorded and we have created the bot. So the next phase is we are going to execute it. While executing it, we have different options for execution. One thing is you can normally execute one bot like a serial manner. But when you are going for any regression testing, definitely we will be having more number of test scripts to be executed every day. It can be a 200 or 500 plus. So definitely, if we go like a serial process, we cannot test all the scenarios in a particular span of time. So definitely, it has to be executed in a parallel manner. So for that, we are providing the parallel options. Like in Oracle Cloud, if you are going to execute 500 process, so you can parallelly run 10 process in a system. So it depends the target system where we are running all the test scripts. And another option is like we have the grid execution, where you can distribute the execution to multiple systems also. Like if you are having 500 use cases to be executed every day, 100 use cases can be executed in one system, the other 100 can be executed in another system. Like this, you can distribute the 500 process to 5 machines. Each machine can execute 100 process every day. So once you execute all the things, so finally you can review those results, and based on the result, you can decide either what kind of action needs to be taken for that. So this will be very useful when you have more number of test scripts or automation process to be executed every day. And the next thing is scheduling. Like when you have test scripts, definitely we don't like to be like every day we have to manually go and trigger the flow. Definitely we will be having the need like, okay, I have this many number of flows and this has to be executed on this particular time. And when we are come back, we have to see the result. For those scenario, we can use the scheduling options. Scheduling option is like you can specify the timings on this particular time. This process has to be triggered like this. You can schedule the process. So it will be very useful when you have more number of process to be executed every day. So you can schedule it. It will get executed on every day. You can come back and you can monitor the result. So if in case of any failure cases, you can review those flows and you can take a necessary action for that. And this will be very useful when you have a lot of bots to be executed every day. And next thing is our reports. Our report is like, while executing the bot, we will be capturing all our keystrokes. So wherever it is navigating, we will be capturing all the keystrokes, and we will be capturing the values like which are all getting entered into the field. So based on that, it will prepare the fine report with each and every step with the values and action has been taken on the field and status of that particular action also. Either it got succeeded or it got failed. With the screenshot, for every step, we can add the screenshot. It is configurable. So it will be very useful. And next is patch analysis. Patch analysis like comparing the bot for next release. Like today, I have created one bot. It has certain number of fields and it is executing fine today. But in another 2 months, if Oracle Cloud is releasing the new patch, so definitely there will be some changes on the UI part. So for that, we have to make our bot very updated, which will work for the recent release. For that, we have our utility called patch analysis, which will automatically compare and update the changes into the bot. The next is privileges. Like when you have the bots, definitely we cannot provide all the privileges to all the users. There should be some restriction. Like some users can create the bot, some users can execute the bot. So for that, we have our privileges where you can define these are all the developers who can create the bot. So these are all the administrator who is going to execute the bot. Like that, you can define the privileges in our bot. And next is quotation. Quotation part is like migration. Like when you develop the bots, it is in current environment, like dev environment. If you want to migrate this bot to the next level environment, it can be a production or UAT. Definitely, we have to export the bot and we have to import it to the target environment. For that, we can use our quotation. So we have the options like export and import into the new environment. So these are all the feature highlights from the SmartBOTS, which you can utilize when you use the SmartBOT for any regression testing or process automation, it will be very useful. So let me log into the system and I'll show you some components from there. So I'm logging into our platform. So in our platform, we have multiple products. So we are going to select SmartBOTS from the list. So I have selected the SmartBOTS. These are all the menus available for the SmartBOTS. So here you can see like we have the connection. The connection is the first part where we will define all the connectivity details, like what is the Oracle Cloud we are going to connect. If you are going to add any extract, even for regression testing or setup migration, if you want to extract from one source instance to target instance, we have to define the source connection. Like we can use our connections here. And we have the major component of bots are playbacks and layout. The layout represents your screens which you are going to automate. It can be any process, creating voice, create receives payments. So it can be any process. So the layout component will represent your screens and elements. The playback will represent your actions for each and every elements. What are the actions we are going to perform? So all those actions will be available in the playback. So this is called bot in the SmartBOT. And we have the flows, like when you have more number of processes to be automated, because for Oracle Cloud or in any testing, mostly we will not go for one independent process. So definitely we will be having more number of processes to be executed every day. And it has to be grouped, like it can be to any specific module or it can be specific to any use cases. So we have to do those scenarios. For that, we have the two components, process flow and migration flow. If it is the setup migration, we have to go for the migration flow. If it is a process automation or test automation, we have to go for our process flow. So these are all the major components. So I'm going to show you how the connection is structured. The connection we have to provide in which for target system we are going to connect, and what is the username and password to log in into the system. So we have to provide all those details. We have different endpoints. Like we have a lot of options, so we support a lot of endpoints. I'm getting into the connection form now. And in SmartBOTS, we have other two products also. One is called test drive, so which will guide you the steps. Suppose if you are having the flow like creating a invoice or any Oracle EBS process, if you want to provide a call out message like for each and every step, our tester will be very useful for you. Like what it will do is when you run a bot, it will navigate the screen, and for each and every step, it will give you the note like on which field, what action you have to perform. So you can follow that guide and you can complete that transaction with the help of our test drive. It will be very useful when you provide any user training. Like it doesn't depend any person to train a new person who is getting into the industry. So this will be like an automated way where they can go and run the bot and they can follow the instruction and they can learn themselves by using the bot. So it will be very useful. Like this, we have another feature called recorded demo, like wherever if you want to present the demo with the call out messages. So our recorded demo will help you to go on the screens and capture the screens and provide the notes for each and every screen. So this will be helping to prepare any kind of demo using our bot. So like this, we have so many features into the product. So I'm going to show you connections. This is the connection we have created for our process. So here you can see this is the target instance we are going to connect. This is the Oracle Cloud instance. And here, so by using these details only, it is going to connect with the instance. And here we have to provide user details. Again, we'll be providing the login credential, like how we are going to log in through the Oracle Cloud system. All these details are encrypted, so it might not be visible to all the users. So we have the login credentials here. Like this, we can define any number of connections here, whichever we are going to automate. So once the connection is defined, Then we can do the recording. For performing the recording, we have the plugin here. This is a plugin where you can perform the recording. So let me log in like a user. I'm logging into the, our recording wizard, and I'm going to select the screen and connection. Now we are ready to start the recording. So before that, let me log in into the Oracle Cloud environment. Okay. So I'm logging into Oracle Cloud. I'm going to start a simple recording. I'm going to show you how our recording will work. I'm going to perform the sample recording on the Oracle Cloud now. I'm going to create a new project. So this is a recording project. Once it is done, you can start the recording. So I'm going to start the recording. You can see the time has started here. So I'm going to perform the sample transaction. So I'm clicking the recam and I'm navigating through setup and maintenance. So what are the actions I'm performing on the screen? All these actions will be captured. In the background, it will record all my keystrokes and what are the values I'm typing on. So it will maintain all those things. So I'm performing the sample transaction now. So in the background, our SmartBOT wizard is capturing all the actions whatever I'm performing. If you go back here, now the recording is happening on 1 second. We stop it. You can see all our actions are captured here. From here, you can create the bot also. While creating the bot, as I mentioned, we have two components here. One is the layout and one is the playback. Layout will have the elements and the screens, whatever we are all automating. And the playback will have the action details. I'm going to create the layout. Let's just demo layout. It is just demo playback. I'm creating. We have different kind of playbacks actually for login and logout are different types because these playbacks will get executed only one time at a flow. So these two are different category. The remaining part is called transaction playback. So we perform the transaction. So I'm creating it. So now we have performed recording, and by using that recording, we have created the bot. So we can log out from the recording wizard now. I'm going to log out from here. And let me log in into the application now. So into our SmartBOT. I'm going to show you the bot which is created by using our recording. I'm going for our workbench. So in Workbench, you can see the details like what all the bots got executed every day, and what is the status of it, and how many bots are active, how many bots are not active. So it will show you all the details, and it will list out all the playbacks which are all available. So it will show you all the details in your bench. The created playbacks will be available here. This is the one which we recently created by our recording. So I'm going to just click on it. So it will open that bot now. This is a playback which is created for our action. So here you can see this is our username actually. So from the home screen, we have performed a click on our username. We have clicked our setup maintenance and on element 3. So that is the next element. So we have clicked on it. So next we have clicked on the task. It is capturing all the actions whatever we are performing on this screen. This is a way if you want to create any new bot, you can use our recording wizard and create the bot. Apart from that, we have the activities like here you can see we have the assignment activity, verification activity, and assertion activity, iteration activity, conditional activity. This is the open URL activity, and this is our login activity, and this is our logout activity, and this is our screenshot activity. If you want to perform any hotkeys, in some places we'll be going for the hotkeys like Control C, Control V, like this. For those actions, we have our hotkey activities also. So you can use these activities based on the need. Suppose if you are going to assign a value to the variable, so we can create the variables from here. I'm going to create one variable. So just I'm giving you like this variable. Now the variable is created. If you want to assign it, you can drag and drop the activity here. Here in the variable, it will list out the variable. Like this, if you want to assign any values, like you can create here and you can use it in the assignment activity. In case if you want to have multiple conditional flow needs to be performed, we have the conditional activity. So you can drag and drop here. So you can see it will be like our normal if and else conditions. So if this condition is satisfied, what are the actions we are going to define, all these actions will be executed. If not, it will go for the else. Like this, you can add any number of conditions. So I'm going to add the condition here. So you can see it will be like a mathematical expression. Like we will be having left side expression, and we'll be having the operators, and we'll be having the right side expression. So based on this condition result, it will get into the block which is assigned, which is available inside of the block. So like this, if you want to perform any conditional based actions, you can go for our conditional activity. Like this, if you want to open a different application between the execution, if you want to choose to any different URL, we have the open URL where you can specify the URL values here. And the same way, if you want to execute the same steps multiple times, we have the iterator activity. So here you can see like we have different options. Either you can execute the steps to a specific number, or that dynamically you can set how many times it has to execute in a variable. So like that, you can specify the value in the variable. Based on the variable count, it will execute the steps repetitively. Or it is dynamic one, like how many number of records like test data or automation data you are pausing. Automatically, it will take that count and it will do the repetitive actions. Like this, we can use our iteration activity. So by using all these activities, you can construct the bot in a very effective manner. So from here, I'm navigating to the layout. So we have seen the playback. Playback have all the actions. So, and we are going to see the layouts now. In the layouts, it will have the elements, like whatever we have recorded, all these details will be available in the layouts. So these are all things will be created when you create the bot from the recording. So it's loading the layout screen now. In the layout, we can have any number of layouts. Even we have the option to have parent and child also. Like you can define a parent layout, and under that you can define the child layout. This is the layout. These are all the elements. So these are all automatically captured when you perform the recording. So it will have the information like what type of element it is. You can see the first one is the button, and the second one is button type, and looking for the task. Like this, it will have the details of each and every element types, and it will have some values which will be useful to identify those elements. So all these details will be available in the layouts. So these are all the two major components. So we have seen how we can record a sample flow in a bot using the SmartBOT, and how the bot is getting created by using the recording. Next, what we are going to show you is like, we are going to show you one set of migration flow. So I'm going to show you that flow now. Right. Okay, let me get into the application and I'll show you from there. This set of migration is for general ledger. So I'm going to open that migration flow, and this is our migration flow name. I'm searching that. This is our migration flow. I'll show you how it is structured. Like this, for each model, you can have a separate migration flow, or if you want to group like your first flow as your own migration flow, and next one is another set of migration flow. Like this, you can group, you can create the migration flow based on the business need. This is our migration flow. Here you can see like we have the process to be executed here. Like we have legal address, and we have the accounting calendar, and we have the conversion rate, and we have the define ledger. So we have the process here, set of process here. Like so you can add any number of process into your migration flow. So I'm going to open one flow here. Like I'm opening this legal address. For set of migration, if you want to extract from any data from any location, it can be another Oracle Cloud environment, or it can be a FTP location, or it can be a Google Sheet. So if you want to, even if you want to extract from any database system, we have the extract options also. Like you need not to manually feed the data. So we can extract from there, and we can pass those data to the bot to perform the setup migration. Here in this data flow, we are using, like we are extracting from one another Oracle Cloud, and we are pausing those. You can see like this is one extraction which is extracting the data from the Oracle Cloud, and it pausing all these details to our SmartBOTS bot. This is our setup migration bot. Like this, you can define any kind of extraction to read the data, and it can be mapped with our bot. We have mappers here. Using that, you can map all the data with our setup bots. So like this, you can create any number of bots. Like this, we have structured here for process. So under this migration flow, now we are going to execute it. Before that, actually we are using our cross reference, where you can manually add prefix or suffix for the data. So for testing purpose, we are updating it now. I'm going to search on the migration flow. It is for preparing the test data. For every time you have to get the unique test data or setup data rights. For that, we are using our cross reference, where you can specify the prefix for the data. So it will automatically append when you retrieve the information from the another cloud. I'm going to find our cross reference. This will be very useful when you want to prefer more data for any testing purpose. You need not do every time, you need not any new data from the source system. It will read the data from the source, and it will append the prefix for that. So from here, I'm going to search our class reference. So this is our class reference. So we are going to update it. I'm going for the data section in the first reference to update the value. So place, I'm going to change this value, like hit the change, and I'm going to save the changes. Now I'm going to run the migration flow. Before we run any automation part, so we have to start our client, where you have to log in the target system where we are going to execute, like so there we have to log in. I'm going to log in here. This is the place where we are running all the test scripts. So it might be a VM, like where you can run all the test scripts. You need not to continuously monitor it. So people will also not disturb while executing any test scripts or a setup migration. I'm going to log in into the client here. How to connect with the system. This is a trial. Okay, now it is connected. So we are good to run the migration flow. So while executing the migration flow, it will automatically trigger the bots which are a part of it. So it will execute like one by one. Even we have the serial and parallel mode also. There is no dependency between the objects. We can execute in a parallel mode also. I'm going to start the migration flow. Now I'm going to execute it. So we have seen how the migration flow is structured, and we have modified the prefix for the setup migration data, and we are going to execute the migration flow. I have started the migration flow execution now. Now it will automatically trigger that bot, so which will navigate through the screens and it will execute the flow. So we are going to see that now. So summary is getting loaded, like what is the progress is going on. So here you can see the first process got started. So let us go to the target system where we have executing the test scripts. So this is a place. Here you can see the front end is automatically started, and bot is configuring the setup now. So it is creating the address for the GL. So like this, it will mimic our actions on the screens. Like a person is doing a setup on the screen, it will perform the actions on screen. So like this, once we configured all the flows, you just need to run. So, and at the end of the execution, you can see like how many got succeeded and how many got failed. Even if there is any error, the error will be captured with the screenshot on which screen it got errored out, like that. So you can easily get it why it got errored out on the screen. Now the first process is done, and it is going for the second one. Now the bot is doing all the action. So it is navigating these through the screens, and it's clicking on the search, and it's searching for the manage accounting calendar. Like this, we can do any kind of setup with any kind of application, like Oracle Cloud or SAP system or Oracle e-business suite. So we can use our SmartBOT for all those needs. Now it's creating the accounting calendar. Once it is done, it is going for the next object. This is the way our bot will work. So like this, you can schedule any number of processes, even for regression testing also. If you are having 500 bots or 700 bots to be executed every day, you can just schedule it and distribute it to multiple VMs. Like in each VM, you can run 100 processes. Even in the 100 process also, 10 process can be executed in a parallel manner. Like in the same system, 10 process can be executed. Like this, if you distribute to 5 systems, 50 process can execute in a parallel manner. So like this, you can complete all your testing in a speed in a short time span. Now it's going for manage primary ledgers to create a primary ledger. So now the execution is done. So set up all the setups which are configured on the migration flow. All these actions are completed here. Here you can see all our objects got completed, succeeded. So all these four setups has been configured into the Oracle Cloud, and it will give you the duration also, like how many minutes and second has been taken for that, and what is the percentage of success, and how many got succeeded and how many got failed. And here we have the execution summary report also, like I'm going to download it. It's a consolidated report for all these four processes. Even for each process also, if you want to download, we can download from here. I'm going to download the consolidated report in PDF format. So it will be in the notification, so I can download from here. Now it's downloading the report. Even we have the docx format also. So in this report, this is our execution summary report. So it will give you like what is the connection details and what is the total summary. So we have 4 bots as part of the setup migration. So we have configured 4 setup objects. So we have all these details here. And this is a user story details, like what is the connection we have used and what is the target endpoint and what is the target system you have did set up configuration now, and who has executed it and what is the start time, end time. So all those details are available here. And these are all the bots. So we have executed 4 bots for configuring the setups, and what is the start time of it and what is the end time of it and what is the status of it. So it has all those details. And if there is any error, we will have all these details here. And here it has the number of records, like either you are processing with 1 record or 2 records, and how many got success, how many got failed. So it has all those things. And here it is having iteration, like if it is having 1 record, it has only 1 iteration. If it is having 2 record, it has 2 iteration. For each iteration, what is the status of every action? So all these details will be documented here. So it is automatically prepared by the bot. Here you can see for each and every actions we have the status. So what is got success, what is got failure. So like this, even we have the information also, like what is the action has been performed on what failed. Like it will be having detailed summary of each and every action what we have performed on the screen. And we have the option to include the screenshots also. Like this, if you want to include the screenshot wherever it is required, you can include it. Or even if you want to have this screenshot for each and every step, we can add those things also. So like this, it will give you the proper report, which will be very useful for reviewing it, or in case of any audit thing, we can use this document. So it will be very useful. So this is the way we can do the setup configuration by using our SmartBOTS. And we have seen how we can do the setup migration. So next one is we are going to see the regression testing. I'm going to show you one object for regression testing. So earlier in setup migration, we have seen like how the data can be extracted from the another Oracle Cloud environment, and we have did the transformation before it passed to the bot. We have added a cross reference there. We have given the prefix based on that the data has been prepared and it has been passed to the bot to compare in the Oracle Cloud. But in this scenario, we are going to show you how you can provide the test data through the Excel sheet. You can directly fill the Excel sheet and you can feed it. So this is another way. As I mentioned, like we have a lot of options for providing the data. It can be any extraction, maybe a SQL extraction or FTP extraction or BA extraction or Google Sheet extraction. So we have all the options to extract the data. So I'm going to show you the regression testing by providing the test data from the Excel sheet. This is for co-creation in the Oracle Cloud. Let me connect to the client before I run it. This is an on-time process, so for any environment, if you log in on time, so you can run any number of processes. This is the independent test part for creating the standard PO in the Oracle Cloud. I will show you how it is structured. Even for a setup migration or regression testing, if you want to avoid that improper data, we have the pre-validation also. Like before proceeding the data to the bar or any setup configuration, if you want to validate either we are providing the proper data, for that we will have pre-validation option, which will validate only the which will validate either the data is correct or not. If it is not correct, it will show you like this is incorrect data. Even we have the data correction also if you want, so where you can correct the data and you can proceed with the valid data for the setup migration or any regression testing. So I'm going to open the playback which is created for this regression testing. Here we are showing you one process, but it can be grouped into the process flow. And a group process flow, you can add any number of testing bars, as we have seen in the setup migration. Here also we have all the options like parallel execution and distributed execution. We have all the options. Here you can see like we have the layouts here. For home screen, it is going to do the click action, and then it is going to click on the procurement icon. Then it is going to click on the purchase order icon. Then in the task, it is going to click. In the create order, it is going to click. In the style input, it is going to type the value. When you type the value, it will read the information from the Excel sheet and it will type the value. Further, we have the attribute options. We have so many options. Either you can provide constant data while testing, or if you want to read information from the Excel sheet or any extract, you have to use the attribute option. Even in some cases, if you want to go with auto numbering values, we will be providing one constant value. It will automatically upon the auto numbering at the end of the text. So for that, we will be having the auto numbering option. Or if you want to provide any expression value, or if you want to read the value from a variable, or if you want to read the value from an element, UI element, we have the option for that. So it is for type the value in the field. Like this, for each and every step, we have different actions here. So you can see for all the actions, we have the type. But in the select field, we have the select variable type. Like this, you can define like it will be automatically captured when you perform the sample transaction while recording. And if you want to modify anything, either it is a constant or attribute, for those things, you have modified the bot. And after providing all these details, it is going to click create icon. So like this, it is going to perform the complete testing for PO into the Oracle Cloud. We are going to run this now. I'll show you what is the test data I'm going to provide. This is the header data for PO. We are providing two POs. I'm going to modify it like what you want. I have changed the data. So here it has customer PO, warranty expiration date, alternative PO, construction. So like this, we have different columns here. And next is our line level data. We have our match approval level. So we have used 3-way match poll here, and the invoice match option is based on the receipt and invoice close tolerance. So we have other columns here. So this is the test data I'm going to use for this regression testing. I'm going to run it now. From here you can execute the test. Either you can upload the test data file for each data set, or you can upload all the data sets from here. I'm going to upload all the data sets. These two files are I'm going to use. So, one second. Let me put the data again.
You want to change the sheet name. Actually, sheet name is the
Yeah, understood. This is
yeah.
go for a data set for data. I'm going to upload the line. Now we can execute it. Now the test execution has been started for this bot. So you can see it has started the action actually. It is opening the Oracle Cloud automatically. On top of the message screen, you can see like the Chrome is being controlled by automated test software. It's navigating through the screen to create the PO. It's going for the create order now. It's entering the order details. Now the bot is doing the automated testing. So filling the terms details. Then additional information. Then it will go for the line details. So like this, if you want to test any flow through UI, SmartBOT will be the best option. So it will mimic all kind of actions, even for data preparation also. You need not to manually prepare. We can provide the extract, which will automatically extract from the source system wherever you want to extract, and it will provide the valid data for the testing also. And even the reporting side also, it will provide you the proper report. As we have seen in the setup migration, it will give you the proper report, like in each and every step what happened, either it got succeeded or failed. So it will give you the overall status also, like what happened on each iteration also. So for in case while testing, if there is any error case, it will be captured in the document with the screenshot with the status error. So you can easily identify where it got failed. Like this, we can use a SmartBOTS in other two areas also. Like one is a test drive, wherever you want to have a guided steps for any new user getting into the application. If you want to train them without a person as a trainer, you can utilize our test drive as a trainer, which will automatically guide through the steps. The person can follow it and learn the flows automatically with the help of our test drive bots. And we have the recorded demo also, which will be very useful to capture the demos with your customized messages. And you have the options. When you go for our recorded demo feature, the instance need not to be live always. It will capture the snapshot of your application while you record. And when you run it, even the target application is not available, it will work. So it will be very useful when you go and present any demos on the client side. So these are all the features from the SmartBOTS. So now still regression testing is going on for the PO, sending the payment terms. Here, you can see, like in the background, you can see the execution. So now it is progressing here. I think currently we have the 20 minutes more. Maybe if there is any questions, we can proceed with that.
Oh, okay. So do you want to finish it, Purushottam? Like we have 20 minutes. So do you want to finish whatever you're showing?
Yeah, it's almost done. So we have covered all the topics which we have planned. So we have showcased system migration as well as regression testing.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, let's move on to the Q&A sessions. There is a Q&A box below. Feel free to shoot in your questions over there. All right, I have a couple of questions. Can we run multiple test scripts in parallel?
Yes, yeah, definitely we can run it. So like as I mentioned, like if you are having more number of bots to be executed, so you can run a 10 process or 5 process based on the target system where we are running the test scripts. So definitely you can run it in a parallel mode. Only thing is, between the object there should not be any dependency. So if there is no dependency, definitely you can run multiple parallel process.
Okay, thank you. Can you give us some idea about licensing terms for using ChainSys?
So for licensing side, we have, for if there is a setup migration or testing, we have our own ready-made templates for the Oracle Cloud or any ERP applications. So based on the number of modules and number of objects the user required, will be the license will get differ. And even we have this option in Oracle Cloud as well as on premises also. So based on the customer need, we can go for that.
Perfect. Do you have the scheduling option?
Yes, we can schedule the flows, like you can specify the timings when you want to execute it. So it will be, because for usually for any automation testing, the people will not go and run manually. So they will go and schedule it. So definitely we can use our schedule options. So yes, we have the scheduler here. You can see the scheduler live. So the other scheduling options here.
Okay. Can SmartBOTS automatically generate setup documentation or training guides?
Yes, it will prepare a proper document with each and every step, like what has happened, and with a screenshot also. So it will be very easy. Even a new user coming into the application, they can follow the document and they can configure the objects manually. So it will be very useful for any user training, even for auditing. They can use it, like what has happened during the testing or setup configuration. So it will be very useful. Yes, bot will generate the document in the background for all the setup migration as well as testing.
Great. Will it support desktop automations?
Yes, Oracle Cloud is a web-based application. Now, most of the applications are web-based, but in SAP and there are a few other applications are still using the three-way applications. For that, SmartBOTS support setup of automations also. So it will work for all the automation, not only for ERP application, even in the Windows, if you want to automate any process, we can automate that by using this automation from the SmartBOTS.
Feel free to shoot in your questions. We still have 15 minutes. How will we update the bot if any changes in target application due to the upgrade?
It will be the periodically we will be facing this task actually for when you have any automation. So definitely we will be preparing that automation for one version. So obviously it will get upgraded to the next level in 1 or 2 months. So we have to maintain the bot to up to date. So for that we have object analysis utility, which will automatically compare the current bot with the upgraded version. Say, for example, if Oracle Cloud got upgraded to the new release, when we run the object analysis, what it will do is it will do the sample execution and it will identify like what are all the fields got modified in the upgraded version. And it will automatically update those elements and it will complete the execution also. So we have the automated utility which will automatically update your bots for the recent version.
Thank you. Any other questions? All right, I think we've come to the end of this session. And thank you so much, everybody, for joining this training session. And I would like to thank Purushot and Praveen for taking the time off and being on this conference and making this presentation worth the while. Thank you, everybody. Thank you all so much.
Thanks to everyone. Thanks for joining the conference. Thanks to everyone.